Hello, Jeff Cross with ISSA here. I'm at the Lysol booth at ISSA Show North America. When you think about Lysol, you might think about taking care of the surface, cleaning, disinfecting. Well, there's more to the story here. What about the air we breathe? Let's go find out what you need to know right now about what Lysol can do for you. I am with James Nadeau. How are you today?
Doing well, Jeff. Really happy to be here, and thanks for making the time.
Absolutely. We're at ISSA Show North America. Your booth is busy. You have a lot of good things to share with the industry. Tell us about yourself and what you do.
My name is James Nadeau. I lead our Lysol Pro Solutions team. Been in record for 13 years, but this is my first year at ISSA and my first year supporting this team, and what a great event it's been, and really excited to be here, to have all the foot traffic and share what's new and greatest from the Lysol portfolio.
On the wall behind us, there's some product. When I think of Lysol, and I've used Lysol for many years, is surface. What's this all about?
Yeah, this is really exciting, Jeff. This is our Lysol air sanitizing product, and as you mentioned, Lysol's built a heritage over the last 100 years of being a trusted and known brand to disinfect and protect families and businesses alike, generally on surfaces. But we made a really good attempt with our science-backed technology to expand the protection we can give to businesses around the world. And this is the latest and greatest with our first ever EPA certified 99.9% kill claim for the air.
I have to wonder about the survey data, the research that went into it, because people are going to wonder what's backing this, what's proving it works. You must be proud of that. Talk about that.
We are. It's one of the great things about being able to represent a brand like Lysol, but also having worked on the Lysol brand. We have a lot of great partnerships and collaborations with different educational facilities, but most importantly with the EPA as well, on how do we develop protocols and the science behind these products so that our claims are substantiated with the organizations like the EPA, but also backed by the science with some of our other third parties that we work with around the globe, as well as our own in-house research and development facilities.
So in the press release announcing this product, it says scent can't sanitize. Dig into that a little bit more, because when people think about clean, they probably think about smell.
They do, and sometimes for the wrong reason. But,
Right.
For the right reasons too, often there's, cleanliness and sanitization associated with a fresh smell. But that fresh smell goes away unless you're really getting at the source of what's causing that bad odor. And with the product that we've developed at Lysol with the air sanitizer, it's really killing odor at the source, right? And it's eliminating that odor from the air, and it's eliminating the source, which is sometimes also harmful bacteria that causes illness in different environments. And that's why we're so excited about this product. It's killing the viruses and bacteria that cause those odors.
So I've read and seen so many times a product kills 99.9% of something. What does that mean? What is that something? Talk about that.
Yeah, well, look, there's a broad range of pathogens, viruses, and bacteria that exist, right? We list all those capabilities on the back of our pack. But 99.9%, if you're familiar with the Lysol brand, which it sounds like you are, Jeff,
and it's right
probably
behind
a user,
you there.
And right here.
Yep.
That really is, our commitment to the efficacy of our product, not just on the air sanitizer product, but all of our Lysol products.
Okay.
That's synonymous with Lysol, and that's sort of the gold standard that we've developed over the last 100 years, starting with our Lysol disinfecting spray, which is sort of that key killer claim of 99.9% on surfaces. This is the next big one, on 99.9% of viruses and bacteria in the air. And that's a protocol we work directly with the EPA on to develop and create, so that there's a testing method to actually make sure we can validate the efficacy that we're so proud about on this can, as well as all of our other products. You look at the air fresheners on the market, they're adding fragrance to the air to mask and cover up the malodor, the bad odor that exists. With our product, it's really different. We're actually providing something into the air to take away the odor and that bacteria that are causing those malodors, and that's really the differentiator. Our product works to eliminate odors at the source versus masking them by adding fragrance on top of.
Can you talk about integration with existing hygiene protocols? Because everyone probably has something in place. How does this fit into that?
Sure, I think it's a great complementary solution, right? We talk a lot about surfaces, floors, things you can touch and feel. But really, this is that last step, which is really about the air we breathe. And Lysol's main purpose is really to break the chain of infection through the mode of transmission. And we know that different illnesses and viruses are caused through surfaces, contact, but the majority of them, or a lot of them, are also provided in the air. And that's where Lysol fits in, and that's where this becomes a really helpful part of that last step of your cleaning regimen and your safety regimen within your facilities when used as directed.
Let's go smell some of it.
Let's do it, that'd be fun.
Okay. So we moved locations, we're now where there's an actual product. Can we touch it?
Of course you can touch it,
Right.
It's a real product.
It's got stuff inside, that's good.
It does, yeah, it's always a good sign. Look, the really cool thing about this one, Jeff, you can see it has all the same cues that you expect from Lysol. We talked about that, kills 99.9%. But it's also that aesthetic of, look, it's air. It's about the air, and it's about that 99.9% claim in the air, which is completely different and revolutionary for this space.
Tell us how to learn more. Where can we get more information?
Look, LysolProSolutions.com is a great resource for our end users, but also our partners here at ISSA. We have a full product suite of our portfolio, but also usage instructions, as well as some of the history and background of our products and how we can help facilities and make their employees feel reassured when they go to work and leave their home.
Great product. Thank you for bringing it to market.
I appreciate your time, Jeff, and it's great to be here.